So just looked at the Power Automate flow where we just need to send particular mails for a particular four different tables we just created, and we just use the custom workflows, compose and the select. And but what do you do if there's a statement, there's a question, and there's a business issue for that? That if you want to send according to a table you have, for example, there's a table, employee table, and for those employee tables whose salaries are like in the range of 20 to 20k, and whose salaries are more than 20k, or there's a group who they need to be sent according to those email IDs only, with a partition from a simple, for example, there's a portfolio kind of a thing, and the portfolio is X, and for the people who are coming under X, those email IDs will be sent only to those people which comes under those salaries. How do you do that with the help of Automate? Now, another thing is, within that, there's one more question, and the question is, can we do that without initializing the variable, or apply to each? And if we do the apply to each, does the email needs to be within the apply to each or not? Answer me. Take a pause and answer me. See, we need the apply to each there, because apply to each is the most important thing for sending it across the mail, across the whole table, where the complete column would be depending on those email IDs. The email IDs depend on those portfolios, right? That's the first requirement. Now the second requirement is, if we need to send them particularly to those people within a dynamic time frame, then we need to initialize the variable. Now initializing the variable is simple enough. Even if we don't initialize it, we can just put it within the mail itself with the dynamic content, and we don't need to create some different expression for that. Dynamic content within the Copilot can help. Sometimes the Copilot doesn't help you to bring on that expression. So what you do is, just go ahead with those columns, and you can ask.
Can be a trending question which can be asked this year about Automate.
The Copilot to create those expressions for you, and then that will create the expression for you, and you can just put it within the FX. Now, the first thing within initializing that variable, you go along to create the complete testament of the mail, and after that you have to you can go to the second ask, that is apply to each. When you go for apply to each, you go for the second criteria of, after the reaching the dynamic mail, you can go ahead with complete select statements for those people who need those data, and only those people for those business function will get those mail where you have defined the time frame for. Maybe it's 10 a.m. tomorrow, or it's 10 p.m. In the evening, because we normally put it as like day minus one. If we are like putting it for the whole week, right, it should go till yesterday, 7 days till yesterday, so that the pipelines have already successfully been passed up, and you are showing them the successful pipelines, not just any pipelines you want to, right? So today, if you send it, including the today, it will not give all the, like, all the failures or all the successful pipelines. There would be a lesser number of pipelines there. And the second thing is, whenever you are trying to like customize it more with dynamic content over there, like the people who get those portfolios mail with those exact portfolio names with the time frames, they need to get even those like, for example, you don't need those yes no statements there. Instead you need some dynamic there's like we do the table content right there. That's a kind of a independent variables there. That is for example what they say conditional formatting. That so you can directly get those icons, and then you can just drag it there. You don't need to download it. You can directly paste them there, and you can have green or red colors for successful pipelines or running pipelines for them. You can do it exactly that. So I will show you in some time how you can do that. And this is the second part, and then this can be a possible interview question for like this month or this year. Yeah. Thank you.